Finance Secretary Benjamin Diokno assures the Philippine economy will not go Sri Lanka's way, which is deep in an unprecedented economic crisis that has sparked huge protests. Diokno said the administration is being extra careful with the country's borrowings to maintain a manageable level of debt obligations. Naomi Tiburcio filed this report.
The country's debt level remains manageable, says Finance Secretary Benjamin Diokno. This after Senate Ways and Means Committee Vice Chair Senator Sonny Angara sought the official's answer on speculations comparing Sri Lanka's debt crisis to the Philippines.
I can assure you, Your Honor, that we won't go the Sri Lanka way. We're very careful in our borrowings. In fact, as the Treasurer said, I think most of our debt are long-term.
The Bureau of the Treasury says our debt-to-GDP ratio in 2022 has gone down to 62.1% since the government made an effort to borrow in order to fund anti-COVID-19 measures. Debt-to-GDP ratio measures the ability of one country to pay its loans depending on its GDP or the size of its economy. 60% is the international threshold. The Marcos administration is hoping this will be reduced to below 60% by 2025 to ensure debt levels are sustainable.
Because you have strengthened the tax system, I think we should be able to service whatever we borrowed. In fact, that is the purpose of that medium-term fiscal framework, to make sure that we don't go the Sri Lanka way.
Among the targets of the Marcos administration's economic managers are to further increase tax collection with the help of the digitalization of the BAR and the customs, as well as the advancement of the remaining tax reform packages under the Duterte administration. So far, the Bureau of Internal Revenue says tax collection is now at 1.1 trillion pesos, or equivalent to 93% of their target. As part of their efforts, 75 tax evasion cases have been filed with the Department of Justice. Meanwhile, the National Economic and Development Authority, or NEDA, says they are now crafting a plan to help address the country's supply and price issue of sugar. NEDA Secretary Sentro Balita says a balancing act is needed to make sure sugar farmers up to consumers are supported by the government.
We also have to ensure that the tools that we employ to protect our farmers do not harm the rest of the economy.
Naomi Tiburcio for The Nation.